Welcome, everybody, to episode 87 of the Under Review podcast. We have a special guest in the studio tonight. We'll also be talking about another coach. Head coach has been fired. A lot of games around the state. A Conference USA title is up for state. And then, can Auburn figure it out on their bye week? All that and more on the Under Review podcast.
Welcome to the Under Review podcast, where Saturdays mean everything, rivalries run deep, and the SEC reigns supreme. Hosted by Todd and Marty, two die-hard fans breaking down every snap, storyline, and showdown across the Southeastern Conference. From the swamp to the plains, between the hedges to the bayou, no team is safe when it's under review. Now back to the action with Todd and Marty.
All right, like I said, episode 87, I am your host, Todd, alongside me, my co-host, Marty.
What's up, ladies, gentlemen, and germs?
Like I said on the start of the episode, there was a coach firing this week, and it was literally right after me and you was talking about it. Sanford's head coach got the boot.
Yeah, I seen that, and I no more got to sit down on the couch after we got done recording. I said, well, I guess that fixed itself.
Yeah. A lot of names have been thrown in the mix, so we'll see actually which way they go, and should be an interesting. So hopefully a new horizon for Sanford football in the next couple seasons.
So the text that you put in the group, does that got any rumor to it, or?
I don't know just yet.
I mean,
it was a rumor. It's the rumor because he's a good recruiter, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Well, they need more than recruiters, so.
Yeah. I think if he gets the job, a certain Auburn player would jump ship.
I would think so, too. Because, I mean, it's his pappy.
Right, yeah, well.
Pappy!
Of some sorts. So before we get started, we're going to throw it around the state, and then we're going to talk about what's going on around the state. All right. Like I said, teams from around the state. Your two bowl-eligible teams as of right now is Troy and Jack State, both at 6-3. Sanford at 1-9. South Alabama at 2-7. Alabama State 7-2. West Alabama 5-3. North Alabama 2-8. UAB at 3-6, and Alabama A&M 4-6.
Hey, production meeting real quick. Are you live?
I don't think so.
Okay, just making sure. I was going to try to share it, but anyway.
I tried to, but it didn't work. So Thursday, 6:30, the Troy Trojans in the Sun Belt Conference matchup face off against the Old Dominion Monarchs, I want to say they are. They're also 6-3. So how we feel about this Sun Belt matchup?
So, I mean, again, for the Sun Belt, this is gonna be a really good game. I know I won't say I picked against Troy once or twice, and they showed me up. So where is Old Dominion from?
Yep.
Yeah, that place.
Yeah.
Sounds like it'd be up north.
I mean, my best guess would be Virginia, but
beats me.
Need Brandon in for this one.
Yeah, he's probably screaming at the thing right now. Or he's on backstage jumping up and down. Home state, go Trojans.
I got it right. Norfolk, Virginia. But I'll go Troy here as well. I think it'd be a good matchup, especially on the road right here. I say this would be a good one. Inside the American Conference, 8-1 North Texas versus 3-6 UAB, 1 p.m. on ESPN Plus. If UAB loses, they are out of bowl contention, and I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, there ain't nothing good going in UAB right now.
I mean, they did beat Memphis. That's the only good they've had this season.
Right. So, I mean, that coach that we were not talking about, you know if that would be a good candidate right there?
I don't think so. I think start small with Sanford.
Okay. I mean, that works. But, I mean, he's got
the job will be available in 3 years anyway, so.
Well, that's true. Yeah, this is definitely anybody but UAB right here.
I agree. Got the Riverhawks that are back. 6-3 Riverhawks versus the 5-3 West Alabama Lions. I think they are. 1 p.m. on Flow Sports.
So I think that after the bye week that I want to say UNA, but that's not right, is it?
UWA.
Yeah, UWA. I get my letters confused like some people do. I think he's had a week to pick it up and get after it. So I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna go Coach Cochran here.
I like that decision. I think Coach Cochran here him and the boys can actually maybe figure it out this week. But if I remember correctly, we've had this Riverhawk team before.
Sounds more like a hockey team than.
Yeah, it does. But I feel like we've had them before once this season. I'm trying to pull up their roster or
I
something.
don't know. I think
I remember the logo. Yeah.
Then that may be it. But it's pretty cool. It's very aesthetically pleasing.
I think it was one of the weeks that they might have been playing Sanford. I think and we picked the logo.
Well, anybody
Sounds about right.
Sanford. Whoever Sanford beat needs to quit football.
They played North Alabama.
Okay.
So, yeah, we did have them.
Yeah,
But,
I think after, like I said, I think after a bye week, get back in the win column.
I like this Riverhawk team. I like Scott Cochran. I like what he's doing down there, but I think this Riverhawk team might just come into Livingston this week and beat them. 1-9 Sanford Bulldogs go to 6-4 Austin Peay Governors. 1 p.m. ESPN Plus.
It don't take a monocle to see who's going to win this one. Because don't hear. Thank you. A little late for that.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. I think Austin Peay by like 70 on this one.
70 in the white flag.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think there's any point that Sanford probably shouldn't even show up to this game, to be honest with you.
They're not.
Not true. Got SWAC action, 4-5 Florida A&M versus 4-6 Alabama A&M. 2 p.m. on SWAC TV. I'm about to start getting into some SWAC TV.
I was about to just say, SWAC TV, that would lead to some interesting football games and better halftime shows.
Well, especially if we had it last week, we could have seen the fight between Grambling.
Well, that's nothing new there. I really don't. Yeah, this might be another paint noodle game as we talked about. Because somebody's got to win, so.
And I think that somebody's going to be Florida A&M. I don't know. I think them coming into Alabama A&M, I'll give the Rattlers an upset real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever that was.
Well, really? That's Globo Gym.
I know what it was. Dodgeball, the true underdog story.
Thank you.
Another SWAC action matchup. 7-2 Alabama.It versus the 1-8 Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils. 4 p.m. on SWAC TV.
Hey, do they play Stanford or Sanford?
We've had them before. I think they played Alabama A&M.
Yeah, because it'd be a shootout if they played Sanford. Yeah, but water gun fight. Yeah, definitely. I mean, record says for itself here. Whatever look, I like the scheme of the logo, but the color match with that is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if you did some purple and black or some purple and gold.
They've played Alabama A&M, and they did lose to Alabama A&M. Their only win was to Lincoln, California, the team that didn't want to play West Alabama last week. The team that hasn't won a game, they're like 0-8.
I thought you were talking about Lincoln High School.
Well, close enough. I mean, literally, I wish I could pull it up. They're like 0-8 on the season, that scored no more than 15 points in a game.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, we're definitely going Yellow Jackets, Hornets, whatever.
Whatever they are this week. Again, I think Alabama.It will roll with this one. United Athletic Conference matchup, 2-8 North Alabama versus 9-1 Tarleton State, who beat Army this year. 6 p.m. on ESPN Plus.
Okay, first of all, same color match.
Definitely.
I mean, and North Alabama has been
God.
hot, hot garbage water. And logo, I do like that Texan logo right there. That's it's kind of simple, but it's kind of not.
Oh, I had to
Definitely,
dig down deep in the bag for that one.
yeah, definitely. They're going to be 10-1 by 9:30.
Probably even sooner than that. But I agree with you. I don't think North Alabama will compete this game either. But as we're going to do, we're going to step aside, take a word from our sponsor, and bring in our special guest.
Hey, babe, we got ants.
Okay, kill them.
No, really, there's a lot of freaking ants.
Well, what do you want me to do? I ain't no expert.
Well, fine then. I'll call Tactical Home and Pest.
Go ahead and call Benjamin.
Hey there, this is Ben with Tactical Home and Pest, proud sponsor of Todd and Marty and their Under Review podcast. And can I just say that if the bugs I deal with had referees, I'd be called for targeting. Tactical Home and Pest, 256-592-2842, or visit me at tacticalhomeandpest.com.
Tactical Home and Pest. Get rid of all your pests. Call Benjamin Dominguez with Tactical Home and Pest. All right. So now we're getting into our week inside the SEC. And now let's introduce and get on here our special guest for this evening. And that's Major Duckworth. Or we just call him Major.
Major's fine.
Major for short.
Yeah.
Major for short. So, Major, we talked last time you was on here about your affiliation with the University of South Alabama.
Yes.
So, how are we feeling about their season this year?
Well, South Alabama has been its own worst enemy this year. They are killing themselves with penalties. I've gone to all the home games, and I got to tell you, they have had so many touchdowns called back because of the penalties that they've received, and then they've given the other teams they've allowed them to stay in drives because they'd have somebody 3rd and 22 and have a pass interference penalty or something like that, and it's just consistent all year long. It's been that way. It was bad enough that I sent a letter to the defensive coach and said, hey, why aren't you guys emphasizing focus and discipline on your team to stop these penalties? Because that's killing you. And if you look at the games that South's played this year, they've only lost by 1 or 2 points in most of the games they played, with the exception of Auburn, and they played them not too bad. So it wasn't. Yeah. So South is a terrible season. Definitely not a bowl contender. Won't go to a bowl, but they're better. They're better than their record shows. And if they could just control the penalties, they would be a competitive team in the Sun Belt Conference. So that's that's just where they are. And just I was going to say, just to drive that point home, if you remember last weekend during the Alabama LSU football game, look what LSU did to themselves. They actually played Alabama really well. The game was closer than the score showed, but LSU, they kept stopping themselves on drives with penalties. And if you look at the overall thing, I think at one point, at the end of the first half, Alabama had one penalty for 5 or 10 yards or something like that. So
they ended with about one penalty as well.
Yeah. So if you've got if your team is getting all these penalties and they're calling touchdowns back, you can't be competitive. And that's South Alabama's problem this year. They're a young team though. I expect them to improve next year.
So what he was talking about, penalties, 63 total penalties on the season, 512 penalty yards, 13 fumbles, 5 of them were lost. Turnover ratio is 1 for the season. I just now noticed we also didn't go over South Alabama in their game, so we'll do that right now. But before that, I did want to say, you were right. They're close games between Tulane lost by 2, Auburn 16 points. Let's see, took Troy to overtime, lost by 1 to Arkansas State, and then 9 to Louisiana last week. So, like, their games, there's 5 games right there, 4 or 5 games that go differently in their way. You know, they're looking at a whole different season and looking at bowl contention and could be possibly looking like Troy at a Sun Belt championship at this point.
Right. So, yeah, it's I feel really bad for them because I know the kids are working hard and they're trying hard. But until they learn some discipline and focus on the penalty situation, they're just going to suffer.
Yeah, and that's going to, you kind of answered my question with that, that's going to have to start with your coaching. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I don't know any of the coaches down there, but that's bad if you're getting an email from the major saying, hey, what the heck's going on?
Yeah.
I'm not going to name any names, but one of them's brothers at Arkansas. He might also be one of the shittiest people in college football, so.
You can't win them all.
That didn't take long, did it?
Well, the last time I had an episode, it was clean, so I had to make up for it.
Well, your daughter was also on the episode for a little bit, so.
Do what?
I said your daughter was on the episode for a little bit.
Yeah.
So Major, South Alabama sitting at 2-7. They go to ULM this week, who's 3-6. Actually, South Alabama's favored in this game on the road here.
They have the potential to do well. Their quarterback has been coming along really well. South Alabama lost their quarterback that they had last year to University of North Carolina for a $2 million NIL contract to go up there and play for Belichick. So
how's that work out for him?
Yeah, didn't work out good for Belichick, but it hurt South. But Davenport, South Alabama's quarterback this year, first-year starter, really has not been doing that poorly. He's been doing pretty well. He's still got to learn some decision-making things and work on his accuracy just a little bit, but he's doing really well. I expect him to come along and in the offseason improve and probably be pretty good next year.
I tell you, a kid I really like on this team is Devin Voisin, the senior wide receiver.
Yes.
Monster.
He showed some problem. In the Auburn game, he was all over the field, it seemed like. I really do like him. His stats are a little down. 50 receptions, 4 touchdowns, 654 yards on the season. But, with the quarterback only throwing 1,600 yards this season, it's not really much you can do there.
And when you see Devin on the field, he's not a big guy. He's not a guy that catches your eye as being somebody that's overpowering on the other receivers or anything or on the safeties. But man, the guy he's got good reach. He's got good jumps. He can get up there, and his focus is pretty good most of the time. He doesn't drop many balls.
Yeah, that's right. So let's get into our, so we got bye weeks by Auburn and Vandy. Coincidentally, they just played each other. Auburn can't lose this weekend. If they do, we are really in trouble.
Vandy can't win neither, so.
That's a plus there. It's plus on
It's
both sides.
a real shame that Hugh Freeze didn't get the opportunity to go 0-4 against Diego Papi.
I'm about to mute you.
I thought that Auburn really played tough in that game, and I think that if based on the new coaching and the way that he's got them playing, I'm a little concerned for Alabama. If they overlook them at all, that could be a bad day for Bama.
Well, depending on how it goes into the Iron Bowl, if Auburn somehow ends up losing to Mercer next week, I think Auburn won't even show up. But I think if they do, their bowl eligibility lies on the chance of the Iron Bowl win. I think that will bring a little bit extra added pressure to that game, though. Yeah. But our first matchup here is an SEC conference matchup. 3-6 South Carolina goes to 9-0 Texas A&M, 11 a.m. ESPN.
How this is going to go? I think if South Carolina plays a little bit, they can stay with them for about 6 minutes. Yeah, maybe a quarter or so. There's way too much talent on this Texas A&M team to not show up and be 10-0 going in to the following week.
Yeah. Major?
I agree. I think that A&M's probably got too much for them. But, any given day in the SEC, and it's just one of those things.
Yeah. Well, they played fairly decent against Alabama.
They did.
So, it's not to say that it can't happen, because like you said, any day is a good day.
I think with South Carolina, coming into this game, you lose your bowl eligibility.
Yep.
You win, you beat number 3. I think the polls just came out. I think Texas A&M's still 3 in the nation.
They are.
As a CFP, yeah. I don't think there's no change in the top 5 either. But sitting here, a little chip on the Shane Beamer's shoulder. Hey, we can beat the number 3 team in the nation. But then you're going to Kyle Field. I think that's the biggest thing here is that they have to go inside Kyle Field at 11 a.m. Texas A&M are going to be drunk because they ain't even slept from the night before. So they're going to be loud and rowdy. I just think it might be too much for the guys up at South Carolina. So I'm going to go.
Yeah. This game's at 11 for a reason, even if they do have Lenore Circle. It's
kills me every time. Oh, all right, let's see what our second game is. Here we go, Marty. 10-0 Tennessee Tech versus 4-5 Kentucky. 12:30 SEC Plus.
That was good as Kentucky played last week.
Yeah, so let me get you a little numbers here for you and Major. Kentucky is a 94% chance to win, obviously. They're also a 22.5 point favorite in this game. But if you look at Tennessee Tech's lineup, they really haven't played anybody. They beat Chattanooga. Okay. They beat Eastern Illinois, who I think plays Alabama in a couple weeks. Next week, I want to say.
Todd, I don't have it in front of me. Where is Kentucky's defense ranked statistically right now?
Let's see if I can find it.
Oh, I about got in trouble with that one.
On the latter half.
And they are playing in Lexington, so that does help them a little bit.
Yes. Defense. Pull up any defensive stats right now.
Because there probably ain't many.
I know
I can't
this
really put
Tennessee
by the Auburn
Tech
game
team.
because Auburn only put up 3 points on them. So
Yeah.
I know this Tennessee Tech team. They like to throw the ball.
That quarterback's got 2,200 passing
20
yards.
yards. The running back has 87 carries, 9 touchdowns, 655 yards. So they're going to throw it a lot. So I don't know if Kentucky's defense, like their back guys, can handle this. I want to go Kentucky. I really do. But it might be an upset this week, but I'm going to stay with Kentucky.
This is not an upset. Regardless of how you look at it. It's an upset if Kentucky wins.
Oh, yeah, you are right there.
Same. I think it's an upset no matter who wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to upset somebody.
Yeah.
This is true.
Look, it's on SEC Network Plus. Like, come on now.
Not even the SEC Network.
Right.
I'll tell you what it won't be on is YouTube TV.
That's right.
Catch at flowcollege.com.
Oh, I didn't even tell you about it. So, Flow, they go way back, believe it or not. Back when Dad and Shane and all them were racing with the NMRA stuff, that was on Flow Sports. Flow Racing is how I got started.
I had, honest to heaven, I thought that was a thing, like Flow TV.
Yeah, it was Flow Racing way back when.
Okay.
That's
I
how they
can
got started.
remember because, like, because these two drag shows, not drag shows, but drag racing.
Watch it now.
Oh, so now you're watching drag shows.
Yeah.
So, Major, what you think here?
Well, as I look at the schedule and I look at the teams that beat Kentucky, they were pretty strong SEC teams that they've lost to. And I haven't seen them losing to anybody that wasn't a pretty strong team. So it would not surprise me at all if UK would pull this one out.
That's like I said, if somehow, by the grace of God, if Tennessee Tech comes into Lexington this week and beats them, like Marty said, I don't think it'd be an upset, but it is an upset. But I'm going Kentucky as well here. 3-6 New Mexico State Aggies versus the 6-3 21 ranked Tennessee Volunteers. 3:15 on the SEC Network.
Be a game for a quarter.
Yeah. Aguilar.
Is Brandon got under your skin there, Marty? He got to.
Yeah, again, Tennessee's, bowl eligible now. I think they can keep pushing. I don't think they're going to make the playoff, and just less teams that need to win get beat. They'll go to a decent bowl game, maybe a New Year's Day 1 game, but all Tennessee here.
Richard?
Oh, it's Tennessee. Yeah.
Well, I don't ever ask this, but Brandon, who do you think here?
According to ESPN,
Oh, here we go.
New Mexico State has a 1% chance to win this game.
That's you, ain't it?
And that's the 1%. It's me.
I just wanted to hear him say it.
It's Tennessee.
I just wanted to hear him say it. I'm going Tennessee as well. 3-6 Florida versus 9-1 6th ranked Ole Miss Rebels. 6 p.m. ESPN.
So
Could
Florida
there be
loses,
some
but
DJ
DJ
Lagway?
Lagway is starting.
Could
Not
there
for
be some
long.
magic here? Right.
with DJ layaway? So Florida loses, they're out of bowl contention at all?
If they lose this week, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, they can fire Billy Napier later, so. Oh, wait.
Or twice.
Yeah, he needs to get fired twice after this season. Definitely Ole Miss here.
I think Lane Kiffin's going to have too much for him. And Lane does not want to lose this game because he's in the playoff contention and he does not want to fall out of that.
Right. No, I agree with you 100%. I think he might push it a little bit. Ole Miss might put up 50 this week if they can. I think it'd be most in their power.
Right, and I'm scared to, once you're going from them games to flip over and see it's only 3-6 at the end of the, going into the second quarter.
Yeah.
But that's not, I don't
3
think
going into the fourth quarter.
Don't remind me.
I think Ole Miss as well. All right, so last ad break, we're going to step aside, take a word from our sponsor, and we're going to get into our 5 SEC games of the week.
This episode of the Under Review podcast is brought to you by Chuck's Heating and Air. Chuck has over 40 years of service and experience with residential services. He services most makes and models. He is Alabama licensed, bonded, and insured, and locally owned and operated. Are you hot and you're supposed to be cool? Are you cool and you're supposed to be hot? Then you've got a problem. Call Chuck. Area code 256-892-2757. Again, 256-892-2757. Chuck's Heating and Air.
256-892-2757. Just call Chuck for all your heating and air needs. All right. Now it's time to get into our 5 SEC games of the week. You talk about a bowl game. This is some kind of golden boot, I want to say.
What is this,
up
the I
for
Need a
grabs
Coach
here.
Bowl?
That too. It's the golden boot trophy or whatever they're fighting for. It's 2-7 Arkansas versus 5-4 LSU. This will be at 11:45 on the SEC network.
Let me jump into it. At the beginning of the season, did we think we would see these two teams this bad?
No.
And not have a coach?
No.
Right, exactly, especially LSU.
I did say that Brian Kelly would be fired before the end of the season.
Yeah.
I did say that.
Yeah, but I didn't say I expected more from Arkansas because we did try to find a way to talk them up to at least 5 wins. The struggles that Nussmeier has had, the defense just being piss poor. Like Major said, they played fairly good against Alabama. The self-inflicted penalties killed them, and I don't think it will here. Now, if Arkansas messes around and beats LSU, oh.
That'd be funny to watch. But
Wait, Arkansas still hasn't won an SEC game, have they?
no, they're 0-5. They got beaten by Mississippi State, remember?
And Auburn.
Hey,
Yes, I
look at
do
there.
remember that. That was fun. By
That
the
was
way,
a good game. But, going on the LSU side, for me, all I talked about this whole offseason was how LSU's going to be that team. And for me, it's kind of like never trust a
Choke.
Brian Kelly-led offense, first of all.
Choke.
I tried to tell you.
You did. You
Choke
said it
on there,
multiple
did you?
times. You said it multiple times. But it does hurt for that to happen and for me to be that wrong. But, I mean, whenever am I right? It never happens. So, the numbers here, 69% in favor of LSU and a 5-point favorite.
Wow, that's crazy to where both of these teams, or especially where LSU should be this year.
All right, Major, what you got here?
Well, I don't think, of course, I could be wrong every day, but I don't think Nussmeier is going to start against Arkansas. I
hope not.
think that, huh?
I said I hope not.
Yeah, I think that they'll use that other quarterback that they finished the game with against Alabama. And then I think that if LSU can get out of its own way with the penalties, I think they're going to do really well against Arkansas.
Nussmeier does start. He's still going to be looking out of his ear hole.
Yeah.
Dude, he's
That
still
was
he's still trying to screw his head back on.
Man, that was tough.
When you get booed by your own fans in your own stadium for a penalty, that's
Your mom wore a grocery bag to the game with the eyes holes out.
Said a loser on the top.
yeah. Like
Well, they're used to that Louisiana. Remember the Aints where they had for the Saints, they used to have the bags on their heads. And,
Oh, yes.
I do remember.
After the Drew Brees era.
yeah.
I think
But
here,
it's kind of like the Cleveland Browns helmet. That should be their helmets. The
Yeah.
brown
the paper
bag.
sacks.
Yeah.
I think if Arkansas has a chance, I think Taylor Green and Mike Washington Jr. would have to play their best ball, first of all, but also have to get Omega Blake here at the wide receiver position more involved. The transfer from Charlotte, who we talked about this offseason, who, when he's played significantly great numbers, he's put up good amount of points.
Yeah.
Yardage and touchdowns and whatnot. It's just the offensive line is the problem here for Arkansas, but I think LSU's defensive front has a better front than Arkansas's offensive line, so I think LSU would get the win here.
Yeah, LSU put more pressure on Alabama than anybody's put all year, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I think their front is one of the better in the SEC. LSU I think will pull this out by a touchdown or so.
There it is.
SEC conference matchup: 7-2, number 11 ranked Oklahoma Sooners versus 8-1, 4th ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. 2:30 on ABC. We'll start with Marty first.
I hope they both lose.
Oh!
All right, so just real quick, if there is, just saying, if there is an upset, does this kick Alabama out of the playoff? Some being such a high seed.
Well, I don't think it'd kick them out of the playoffs because I think Alabama's schedule stands for itself. The teams that they've beat, the way they've beat them, they've went through the SEC. Yes, you lost. I'll get to my point here in a little bit on Oklahoma, but I don't think an 11 ranked Oklahoma loss will knock them out of the top 12. Right. But it is a home loss, but to an 11 seed. You know what I mean?
Close for a little bit to the fourth quarter because they got 7 wins, so I think that's really good for them. Mateer has been a good bright spot, but as Alabama has constantly, each week in and week out, find ways to win by the fluke at Florida State because Florida State's some of that garbage water. Yeah. So I just think here this could be one of the best games we have for this week. But at the end of the day, I like the red team.
Yeah,
They're both good.
good call.
Exactly. Figure it out.
All right, Major.
Well, this game really has me focused on the running game. Alabama's played really well with their passing game. They've got some great receivers, although Ty Simpson's stats don't look as good as they should because he's hit a lot of guys right in the hands and they've dropped balls game after game. But if Alabama could establish a running game here, especially against Oklahoma, I think that it would be really, really good for them. You know, you look at their players, their leading rusher is Jam Miller, and he's only got 300 and something yards.
321 yards.
Yeah. So, I mean, for an Alabama running back this late in the season to only have 21 yards or 29 yards, that is not indicative of a strong running game. And their offensive line has come under some criticism. So I think that's going to be what kind of determines how this game goes. If they can get something going as far as running goes, then I think it's going to be a really bad day for Oklahoma.
You know,
But
to
if
your point,
if they have to rely on the same thing that they've been relying on, I think they can squeak by, but it won't be a pretty win.
you know, to your point of what you said about Jam Miller, you know, for like you said, an Alabama running back this late in the season, for your lead running back to have 321 yards, that's unheard of. Maybe if he was like third or fourth on the list, you know, okay, I can see that.
Let's not forget he didn't play for the first 4 games of the season.
And that's the crazy part. He still has the most yardage.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you would have thought that the second running back would have done really, really well then if Jam wasn't there. But that offensive line is just not opening some big holes like we've seen in the past of Alabama teams.
I've also noticed this: they're giving less carries to, you know, Richard Young, who started the season, you know, RB1, and they're going to Cam Riley and Daniel Hill, which I get it. They're 2 stud running backs. And I want to say both of them are freshmen, or they're young.
Yeah, they're young.
So I get it, but Richard Jones only like a sophomore or junior, so I mean he's still fairly young. I know he ain't got he still has a lot of tread on his tires because he hasn't ran the ball at Alabama that much. So,
you know,
I think
motivation wise,
find a running game.
Todd, I think motivation wise, it's big for both teams. You know, Oklahoma probably realizes that they're out of any chance at all of getting into the playoffs if they lose this game. Yep. And of course, they'll still be bowl eligible, but I mean, if they want a playoff shot, they're going to have to win this game. And Alabama, with Auburn coming up, and then possibly an SEC championship coming up, they're gonna have to really win this game too. So, you know, it's a lot of motivation there for both sides to win. So I think a hard fought game, probably a close score.
Yeah. This one too also is like Moody was talking about. This is the biggest implication for playoffs this week for sure.
Because Oklahoma's trying to get in and Alabama's trying to stay in. I mean, I know it's 4. I know they still got Auburn and other stuff, but this has the most contention for the college playoff.
Well, not only that, Oklahoma's only got LSU and Missouri left on their schedule. Right. So,
yeah,
if they're going to prove something, you know, they need to do it now. But as far as this game goes, I think Oklahoma poses a far larger challenge than LSU did on offense last week. And I think their defense is as good or better than LSU's. Statistics-wise, they are far better. But, you know, DeBoer's playing at home. He's been good at home. If Alabama can get the offense rolling and rolling early and quit dropping passes and figure out that 3 to 5 yard rushing game, they'll be fine.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think Alabama here, I don't think it's no problem. I'm not going to pick Oklahoma because Oklahoma sucks, in my opinion. I'm just kidding. I just don't like Oklahoma. You know, I'm bitter about the loss that happened earlier this season. So anytime Georgia and them pop up, I'm going to pick against them. I don't care. But I think Alabama will have this one pretty handily. I think John Mateer's still trying to work back from that injury. Yeah, he should be over it by now. But it's you rushed your rest time by like 3 weeks. just to play and get beat in the Red River. God dang it, Brandon.
Red River rivalry.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I mean, and ever since then, he's not been the same. So I think Alabama will take this one pretty convincingly. 5-5 Mississippi State versus 6-3 Missouri. 6:45 on the SEC Network. Yeah. Numbers
By the way,
here.
I
70.
do want to make one more comment. Why didn't you have? No, maybe you'll save that for Sunday. We'll talk later.
74% chance for Missouri to win this game. 7.5 points for Missouri is the favorite.
Then it's like they go back to peewee ball and they're chasing their tail for an hour. But I think Missouri's too strong. I mean, granted, I know what's his name's out,
Bubba Bula.
so I think that gives Mississippi State a better chance because that backup quarterback didn't do them no favors.
No, not that game he did, but the game that he came in before that was the Vandy game. He
okay.
played good the Vandy game, but, you know, I don't know what happened last week.
Egg.
Yeah,
Mizzou.
only 2 for 7 completed
Yeah.
passes.
Do Mizzou by 10.
Mizzou here?
Yeah, I like Mizzou here.
Okay. I think you're crazy. Major?
Well, they are playing at Mizzou, so that should give them some points right there in their favor. This game I actually see as a toss-up. You know, I know that Mizzou is favored, but I see it pretty much as a toss-up. So since they're playing at home, I think I would take Mizzou, but I wouldn't expect it to be as big a win as some people are betting on.
Right.
Right. Like we said, they are playing at Missouri. I think Blake Shapen, he has played good. He did get benched last week in the terrible loss by Georgia. Kamario Taylor did come in, have 3 rushing touchdowns. He played good. But my biggest thing is, if Fluff can stay healthy this game, I think they got a good chance. This is the game that we look back when we started this year at this game this season. But the 2 transfer running backs that we predicted high up in our rankings, with Ahmad Hardy at Missouri, who has 1,046 yards, 12 touchdowns, and then Fluff Bothell, the South Alabama transfer, 534 yards, 6 touchdowns. He has been hurt, though, so, I mean, his numbers kind of vary there. But I think Ahmad Hardy has been the better, quote-unquote, transfer running back because Fluff got hurt, though. I think if he wouldn't have got hurt, it still would have been very close. But with all that being said, me just running my mouth, I think I'm going to go Mississippi State gets bowl eligible right here and don't have to wait until next week or the Egg Bowl.
Yes, it will.
I think if Eli Drinkowitz wants his job offer from Florida, he's going to have to win this game.
So he might lose on purpose then.
There we go.
To the beat.
So we got Conference USA matchup, which
Yeah,
holds
right.
Which beat?
big contention for the Conference USA. 7-2 Kennesaw State Owls. Never would have saw that coming. 6-3 Jacksonville State. 7 p.m. on ESPNU. Quick tad bit. Did you know this field's not called Burgess Snow Field anymore? Stadium. One of them. It's called Amherst.
Of course it is.
After renovations in 2024, it now Amherst Stadium.
But it's still, I believe it is still Burgess Field, though, isn't it?
Oh. I don't know. I thought that's what the name of the stadium was before that happened. Could have been wrong.
It might seem this might be like that. And first at Burgess Snowfield. But no, I'm definitely going to sit down and watch this one. I've been talking about this for 2 weeks now, so this is definitely going to be my nightcap. But Jacksonville State has struggled a little bit in trying to find their offense, and that's what scares me because this Kennesaw State defense is pretty stout. So I really want to pick Jacksonville, and I'm going to pick Jacksonville just because, fear the beak. Jud's going to lose it on this one.
Major?
Well, Brandon pointed out to me that Jacksonville State, the Gamecock has a bigger pecker there, so I think we'll probably have to fly with them too.
Powered by Riverside FM.
We tried to cancel today.
Oh, that's true.
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
Here's the
Well,
thing, though.
it's on the screen.
I don't think this will be the only time these two teams will meet.
Was just making a visual observation. That's all.
Yeah.
Fun fact, did you know that Jacksonville
sure.
State's original mascot was the Eagle Owl?
A fun
No,
fact.
I wouldn't have known that.
But like I said, this could be not the only time these two teams play. They could play in a couple weeks for a Conference USA matchup. This one, whoever, they're both undefeated right now. That'd be their first loss inside the division. And I want to say both of them hold the tiebreaker. Because, they haven't lost. So, fun fact, it should be. But let me go ahead and double check here. This Conference USA, it's really downhill. Western Kentucky's 5-1, Missouri State here 4-1. But besides, Kennesaw State, who only
came out of nowhere, by the way. Weren't they supposed to be
terrible
garbage again this year?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like between them and Kent State to be the worst two teams?
Yeah. Now, they still have to play Missouri State after this, and they didn't play Western Kentucky, so yeah, it could not be a rematch between these two teams in a couple weeks. But on Jacksonville State's side, they have played neither of them. They play Western Kentucky the last week of the season. So this Conference USA won't be decided until pretty much the last week of the season. But this right now is they're both undefeated inside CUSA. Going to be a really good matchup. I'm going Gamecocks.
Yeah, you got to go with that Alabama team over that Georgia team.
Exactly.
I'd go that. Seven and 2, 11 ranked Texas Longhorns versus the 8-1, 5 ranked Georgia Bulldogs. 6:30 on the ABC network.
This ain't the same Texas team we thought it was. And I think now, truly, they're 7-2, but they've had struggles, and Georgia has really looked, I don't say stellar, but they've really earned their 8-1 record through the SEC. This is in Stanford.
Yes.
I like the Bulldogs. Yeah. I like Georgia here. I don't think Arch can really hold Georgia's defense at bay. So definitely going Bulldogs here.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I think that the Bulldogs probably have a little too much for Texas, and it's kind of sad. Texas is going to drop out of the top 12, and that's probably much going to end there. They'll still be a playoff, or not a playoff team, but they'll still get a bowl. But I think this is going to take them out of the playoff situation.
And they wasn't in the playoff ranking last week, the bracket, but this week they are. So 1 week in, they're out, and then they get kicked out by Georgia here. As much as I hate Georgia, I said it earlier, as much as I absolutely hate Georgia this season, I don't like Arch Manning. So I hope they both lose by 30, if that's possible. But if I had to pick, I will go Georgia. Gunnar Stockton has shined at moments. Their running back situation is I lost it. I'm still thinking of Cam Cook from Jacksonville State.
Well, he gets loose.
Leading rusher in the college right now. Nate Frazier, Chauncey Bowens. Yeah, they have a good core of running backs. So I'll take them out over any day over Arch Manning. So
I think I'm going to have the Jack State game on, swap it back and forth on this one.
I wouldn't even turn my television.
You know, it'd be kind of cool if they had a way to figure out who was better between Texas and Oklahoma. Since they're, was it 10 and 11? They're both ranked?
Right.
Maybe they'll figure it out.
Maybe a game, they should have played against each other or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
R's in it?
Or W's. W's.
Well, that's all we have for y'all. I hope y'all liked what we have put out. First of all, we want to thank God for everything that He does. I want to thank the Wise for letting us be here. I want to thank all the veterans. As we're recording, it is Veterans Day. So, again, thank you, Brandon, and thank you, Major.
Thank you,
Thank
Todd.
you, Todd.
Hey, thank you. No, you don't get no thank yous here.
Not me.
Unless you can salute with those 4 toes. Want to thank the creative team. Brandon, Cody, and Judd. HCS Media, Hayden Coker live every Thursday. Live from the Buffalo Wild Wings, 7 o'clock. And the Dadpod, Hunter Brassfield and Nicholas Adams. Anything else y'all would like to add before we get off here?
Appreciate y'all and me play along.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, Georgia's sitting at 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, if we go into this right now, just spitballing here, Texas A&M and Alabama go to the SEC championship game, right? Okay. One of them has to lose.
Yes.
What happens with Georgia and Ole Miss sitting right below them?
What do you mean
What do I mean is it might be that whoever is sitting third place in the SEC right now might be the best spot to be.
Yeah.
Like if it said last year.
Yep. This week's we know last week's SEC teams were the first 2 teams out.
Yeah, well, that's not the case this week. Texas is in this week.
Okay.
Yeah, right now it is. The first 5 haven't changed at all. Then you've got Texas Tech at 6th,
Ole Miss 7th.
Ole Miss 7th, Oregon 8th, Notre Dame 9th, Texas 10th. The U is at 11, and USF is at 12. By the way,
So it is Miami, no Georgia Tech right here.
is that the old one then?
Was this
That might go to the ESPN one over here. Up cover.
up here?
Yep. Now go to college football playoff.
Where at?
Right there.
Oh, side note, Blue Boys are fucking cooking right now.
Yeah, fine. Wofford.
Yeah, I saw Duke starting. Yeah.
Wofford come out and hit 2 back-to-back threes.
Where are you looking?
Let's see. No, that can't be.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's 7 days ago. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I like this one.
Mark Slaybaugh.
here. Click on this one.
Yeah.
Here or here. Top or
I like this one, Brandon.
What is the what?
It's 26.
Florida,
Somebody got
UAB.
drunk as piss is what it looks like.
I like that one though.
That's Billy Napier playing college 26.
Okay, yeah, I was completely wrong. So, 6 Texas Tech, 7 Ole Miss, 8 Oregon, 9 Notre Dame, 10 Texas. Is that 11 Oklahoma?
Yep. And 12 BYU.
Oh, BYU lost last week.
They did, but they put them down. to
It's all
12.
crazy. It is
Well,
all crazy. I tell you that.
I still can't figure out why they got Notre Dame in there.
No, that makes
Beats
no
me.
sense to me.
Don't get Hayden started on that one.
I kind of want to get Hayden started on that one. But Hayden won't let me come on his show.
Hayden also said South Carolina's going to be one of the better teams in SEC this year. So
I do remember that. They had the talent to be.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
that they did.
And as
But-
much as I love Shane Beamer, he's just.
He ain't get it done.
But
Yeah.
with all that being said, though, guys, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back Sunday. We'll actually be live on Facebook about 3 or 4 o'clock, depending on. So I hope to see y'all then. But until next time, thank you, and we'll see you next time when we go under review.